good to be with you guys. Welcome to episode 255 of the Dream Wager. Today is March 20th, first day of spring 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, partner in crime, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. How you doing today, kid?
I'm doing great, Dylan. Jersey's feeling great. Princeton made it to the top Sweet 16, Dylan. Everything is lovely. But quick note on
Yeah.
it is the first day of spring, but it was fucking 23 degrees this morning when I went out take my dog out. Freezing. Spring. Wake up a little bit, all right?
Yeah, the groundhog did see his shadow, so we did have an extra few weeks of winter. I don't really what's his name, Plexatory or
I have no
I don't
idea.
like him, though, by the way. I don't believe in Groundhog's Day. It's a whole myth of us just trying to keep the people down. So, not a fan of Groundhog's Day. But yeah, a little cold. It's starting to warm up a little bit when I got home from work. But yeah, first day of spring, but we got a loaded episode for you guys today. Zero brackets are perfect. So, that's something. I almost had a perfect region until these one seeds just kept losing. But we'll break down the brackets. Had some interesting days in the NBA, some NFL news as well. We'll break down. We got some plays in the NBA for tonight, and USA. We're in the finals, baby. World Baseball Classic. Venezuela, they're done. 16-1 ticket over. But hey, I'm in a position where I don't know. I got a plus 230 and a plus 225 ticket for United States. I also have a plus 250 and a plus 200 ticket on Japan. So hopefully Japan takes care of business tonight. We'll have plays there as well. But Elvis, let's start in weekend. Nuggets, they lose another game on Saturday. Good win for the Knicks, but they come back and they beat your team. What's going on with the Nuggets? I know they bounced back and they won against the Nets, but overall, tough 5-6 game stretch for the Nuggets. What do they have to do to fix it?
Honestly, I'm surprised that it's happening. You got Joker. He was playing such an elite level, and then they kind of slipped off. I don't know what it is. Jamal Murray looking like he's getting back. He's looking like Jamal Murray again, and then just slide off. The face of the earth. I don't know what's up with it. They got the win against Brooklyn. Was it an impressive win? Not really, but they did get a win, get out of the slump. But honestly, we just got to see them get back into that form. Though they're still the number one seed in the West. We just got to see them get back to that form we saw, in January, February. Right now, doesn't look like a Nuggets. Right now, doesn't look like a contender in the West, and they're sitting at the number one seed.
Yeah, four games ahead of the Kings, but don't sleep on the Kings. I know we're 8-9 games left into the season, but Kings can make a run. So the Grizzlies as well. They're 4 games back. So Nuggets can't slack off, good bounce back win, but overall, they're not looking like the same Nuggets team that we were seeing all throughout the year. So Magic, they play spoilers as well. They beat the Clippers. They lose a crucial game. And they load manage Kawhi, which I just don't understand. What'd you think about the Magic? You said, hey, Marquez Fultz, good game. Watch out.
Mark. Yeah, I spoke into existence. I didn't expect him to have that huge of a game. Should have took his over. Would have had a tremendous day. But hey, it is what it is. But Markel Fultz in the Magic snuck in there and got a victory against the pesky Clippers team. Kawhi load managed. I don't understand. He had a back-to-back. They played the Pacers yesterday, I believe. But you got to go out there and you got to go play. You got to win these games. You don't want to back your way into the play-in. You want to solidify as a 5th seed, 6th seed, so you can have those few extra days of rest and just wait to the playoffs still. But hey, the Clippers could possibly slip up and find themselves in the 7th or 8th seed. Remember, it's just a game, 2 games between the 6th and the 10th. So they better watch out. Kawhi is only 9-10 games left. Play the rest of these games, solidify a 5th or 6th seed, and enjoy your, almost a week off till the playoffs start.
And then the Warriors, they continue to struggle. They've lost 3 in a row. Honestly, I love the fact that I don't know if you saw the video of Clay just counting the championships. I mean, that's an all-time move.
It's real. It's true though. That's we seen Memphis. Honestly, we can honestly say Memphis Grizzlies are like the villains of the NBA. Nobody really likes them. I know you hate Dylan Brooks. Dylan
the whole team.
Yeah, you see, I want to go there, but I could see why a lot of people hate the Memphis Grizzlies.
Only
They punk,
person I like is Steven Adams. I'm afraid of Steven Adams.
and this is one thing they brought them upon themselves because they do a lot of talking, they do a lot of this, and they haven't won anything yet. Yeah, they talk a good game, but could they back it up? Remember, they're a pretty good team, but they haven't accomplished anything yet. Maybe if John Morant comes back, they say there's a small chance he could return this Wednesday. Dill, love to see that. If John comes back and see this team, if they can make a championship run, by all means, y'all can talk what y'all want to talk. But till then,
yeah, they apparently John Morant has calmed his addiction down with guns in the strip club. So hopefully he's
you gotta chill. You gotta chill. You gotta chill.
Apparently they said they're ramping up his actions. What, did he forget how to play basketball in the week and a half that he was out? 2 weeks? Like, I don't understand these comments.
Condition, Dill. Everything's PC.
Oh.
They gotta make it seem like he wasn't nowhere near the facility. He was just somewhere, I don't know, in a house facility getting rehab help. I don't know what he was doing, Dill. But they gotta, work him back. They're not trying to rush it.
Yeah.
They gotta, at the end of the Memphis Grizzlies, gotta be thankful. He only got an 8-game suspension. 6 of them were due to the Memphis Grizzlies themselves. Adam Silver literally only threw down 2 games. He only threw down 2 games. I'm shocked by that. You remember Gilbert Arenas got 50 games, but he didn't. It's not like Ja brung it to the arena or something like that.
Yeah.
But
and it wasn't a toy gun.
Yeah, but but I expected a little more. Possibly the rest of the season, possibly into the playoffs. Who knows? But the fact that John Morant is able to come back with, let's say, 6 to 8 games left. Get that rhythm back a little bit. I know it's only a week and a half, 2 weeks still, but you get that rhythm back. Hey, Memphis is a contender now, Dill.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny, the whole situation. And I like what the coach came out and said. He said, hey, we're not spending the night in away games. We're leaving right after the game. No time for strip clubs.
No team rule.
Yeah, love that. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, what do you think about the people coming out? Because a lot of people online, a lot of articles I read, they didn't like what Clay did. I loved it. They said, you know what, for a guy that, is past his prime, really hasn't done anything. I said, hasn't done
past
anything.
His prime. He's averaging 25 points a game.
That's what I'm saying.
2023.
And they said he's inconsistent. One day he'll have 20 points. Another game he'll have 5 points. A lot of banter's being thrown around the Golden State Warriors, and I'm not here for it. The guy's accomplished way more than all the people on the Memphis Grizzlies team. And to be honest, I like what Clay came out and said. He said it's not a rivalry, because a rivalry indicates that the other team has won something. They haven't won dick. And to be honest, no one's going to remember Dillon Brooks at the end of his career. People are going to remember Clay.
He said 10 years from now, nobody going to know who Dillon Brooks is.
And that's a fact. I mean, he's not lying. To be honest, the only reason I knew of Dillon Brooks was because I followed Oregon and I followed college basketball, but he's kind of a no-name person, to be honest. And in 10 years, I feel him. Clay's cemented his legacy. He has 4 championships. He might get a 5th.
And he's arguably one of the greatest shooters of all time. Nobody says Dillon Brooks is one of this all time. Clay is a top 3, top 5 shooter. No ifs, ands, or buts.
So you disagree with the motion that Clay is past his prime and kind of washed?
Still, all I'm saying is he's averaging 25 points a game since January 1st. If you call that wash, I wish I was washed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think it's ridiculous. And I hate the people that are on the Memphis Grizzlies side. They just want something to talk about, and it's ridiculous. So it might sound good. They're a regular season team, but when it comes to the playoffs, let's see if they continue with that. But other than that, we should have took them. Jazz as dogs at home against the Celtics. We thought the Celtics were going to do it as a small number. Jazz take care of business as dogs again. What are your thoughts on that?
Yo, I want to say I'm shocked because we've been doing it all year, though. Me and you've been cashing consistently. Jazz as dogs, Jazz plus 4.5, Jazz plus 5.5, Jazz plus 6.5. And then I'm thinking the Celtics are turning it around. We're gonna see this Celtics team we saw earlier in the season. They've been playing good basketball as of late, and then look, on the road to just fall on their face once again. They had a lead too. They looked like they was gonna cover convincingly in the third quarter. Then look, fourth quarter came around. Hey, give Jazz their credit, man. They're fighting for that play-in spot, Dill. And Dill, we was talking so highly about this team early in the season. Now they fell down, but they still have a shot to get in the playoffs still. So give them credit for sneaking out on a victory, Dill.
Yeah, very fun NBA weekend. Sweating out some futures though, as of right now. I have the Celtics right now. I have under 53.5 wins. They're sitting at 49. I need them to go on a losing streak right now. So it's not looking good for that one.
I don't know, Dill. I think they're fighting for that number 1 seed, Dill. So
I know, but they haven't been the Celtics that started the season. They've kind of been on a downward path. And now they're sitting at the 3rd seed. I also have Philly over 50.5 wins. They're at 48, so I think we could cash that. They've won 8 in a row, and Embiid has just 30
MVP
points.
Tear.
Oh my God, he's literally stealing it from.
Yeah, you said. I remember when I told you I was like, "Oh, Dale, I'm gonna put money on Joel Embiid at plus 210." 3 days later, Joel Embiid is minus 130.
You called it, man. I'm telling you. So they're on a tear right now. So I think I could cash that. And I'm sorry. Under 51.5 wins for your Brooklyn Nets. They're sitting at 39. I think that's pretty safe right there.
I don't even think we play 12 more games. And if we do play 12 more games, we're not going to win 12.
So, and then the last one, under 41.5 for the Chicago Bulls. They're sitting at 33. So nip and tuck that one. Hopefully they just don't win out.
And they play Philly tonight, though. And Philly's an 8.5-point favorite. So.
And I think I cashed this Knicks to make the playoffs at plus 110. I think we'll catch, unless we just lose every fucking game.
No. Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think that. Yeah, the worst case scenario for you, I think y'all could possibly slip into the 6th or the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Any futures that you have or that you're keeping track of this season?
NBA futures, I didn't really do much. I remember I had Boston under. That's not looking likely. I had Denver over. That's hitting. I just forgot to track them. I remember I had them written down my notes. I remember Boston under, Denver over, Philly over, Nets under, just because I didn't think we was going to be healthy. That ended up looking correct. And I'm trying to remember the rest, but those 4 for sure. So if we're doing those 4, I'm looking like 3-1. So
yeah, looking good. I already lost on one of them. I took over 48.5 wins or 49.5 wins for the Raptors. This is just a bad year for the Raptors. I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure, Dill, me and you hit on the Lakers under.
I don't know if I took the Lakers. I'm looking at my bet slips right now. I don't have a ticket in for the Lakers. I should have faded them. I knew I should have. Yeah, I think I remember saying that.
No, because I think we had a segment on the show.
Yeah.
And I think we were just like, I think the Lakers are like a 500 team.
If that. Let's go to the brackets. 0 brackets. Perfect. We had some crazy games. If you guys have been tailing my plays, I am sorry. Just ice cold. What's colder than ice cold?
Oh no, Dill.
No, it's like the Outcast song. What's cooler than being? What is it? What's cooler than being cold?
Ice cold.
So if you're fading me, you're a very rich man. So I'm telling you, I've just been ice cold right now. South region in the 2nd round, Alabama takes care of Maryland. One of the only games I got right this weekend. San Diego State, they took care of Furman. Cinderella story comes to an end. San Diego State, first Mountain West team to reach the Sweet 16 in a very long time. Creighton, they take care of Baylor. Princeton takes care of Mizzou. Wow, our Princeton, there's something in the water over here. And if it was an Ivy League school, it has to be Princeton, right? Like UPenn, Harvard, Yale, Brown. Like
Stanford makes some noise come football season now.
Yeah, they're a good football team, but basketball, it's Princeton. I'm telling you. So Princeton, they advance. Wow, FDU, we mentioned it. They beat Purdue. They played a hell of a game though against FAU, a Florida Atlantic. They almost pulled the outright win, but FAU, they advanced to the Sweet 16. Duke, Oh my God, they just got bullied. When I tell you they got bullied against Tennessee, Tennessee was the more physical. They were throwing fucking elbows. The first 5 minutes, the guy caught an elbow in the cheek, and I said, "Oh yeah, they're getting manhandled this game." They wound up losing. So Schneider, first season at Duke, fucking lost. Kentucky, wow, close game. Oscar Tshiebwe had a day, but Kansas State, the little guard, I forgot his name. Noel, I think. 5'8", 5'9". He was a baller. He was just pulling up from the logo. So Kansas State, they advanced to the Sweet 16. Marquette, they
They lose.
advanced. They lost to Michigan
Yeah,
State.
your boy.
Wow.
Come on now.
Tom Izzo. That's what they say. January, February, Izzo. So, I mean, I think he set a record. He's made the tournament 25 times, and this is his 16th game where he was the underdog and he beat the higher seed. So, can't keep fading Tom Izzo. Houston, they get by. They're into the Sweet 16, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get in. I'm looking at my bracket. My bracket's all fucked up. That's why I'm like
surprised it's not into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah. Miami, they winded up beating Indiana. Indiana just I think at one point they were shooting like 25. Oh no, that was Iowa State. They just couldn't do anything against Xavier. So Xavier is in. Texas, they advance over Penn State. That was a big win for Texas. Kansas, my team, going all the way. Kansas, they winded up losing to Arkansas. So big game for Arkansas. They advance. UConn, they advance to the Sweet 16 as well. Big game against St. Mary's. Gonzaga, tough one against TCU, but Gonzaga advances to the Sweet 16. And your boys, UCLA Bruins, they advance to the Sweet 16 as well. So right now, besides Kansas and Indiana, my final is still looking pretty good. I know I got Kansas there, but Alabama to win it all, still live. Texas to reach the Final Four is still live as well. How'd you do this weekend in March Madness?
Still, to be honest, it was kind of rough. You know, we had some wins in there, didn't have a ton of plays, but you know, I had Tennessee advancing. I hit what else? UCLA still going. But you know, looking ahead, my Elite Eight, the only people I really got left is UCLA and Texas, and then Bama. So
yeah,
three out of 64. Dill, what could I do?
Saturday, pitiful 1-6-1. Kansas laid it. They lost. Furman to cover. They lost. Duke lost. Princeton and in Missouri over, nowhere near the over. Houston didn't cover. The only push I had was Texas -5. They won by 5. Alabama was the only winner. So 1-6-1 on Saturday. Sunday wasn't any better. 2-5. Pitt +5.5. Xavier beat them. I took Kentucky. They lost outright. I took Marquette. They lost outright. I took Kentucky. They won -3.5. I took the under in Baylor and Creighton. Nowhere near it. Took Indiana money line. They lost outright. The only thing I hit was a two-way parlay. I took Kentucky money line and Gonzaga +136. Thank God Gonzaga won. Drew Timme, man, that guy's a beast. So tough. I'll just say that. Tough round of 32, but we're going to erase it all. A wise man told me our next bet is our best bet. So that's what I'm thinking. I erased everything and looking towards the Sweet 16, but we'll have plays and leans for you later on in the show. But a little NFL news. Brandon Cooks traded to the Cowboys. Texans receive a 5th round pick in 2023 and a 6th round pick in 2024. You know, Brandon Cooks, finally, you know, I was just so upset that he was just stranded in Houston. Finally, he's on a contender now. And, you know, minus Brandon Cooks, the Texans wide receiver core, you got Nico Collins, the young receiver that we were high on, Robert Woods, Noah Brown from the Cowboys, Amari Rogers, and John Mechie III, the kid from Alabama. So, you know, it's looking all right now. What are your thoughts on the trade to the Cowboys? how do you think he fits in? And what do you think it was a good move for Houston?
Let's start backwards, Dale. Decent move for Houston. You know, I don't love it, but hey, what Brandon Cooks and that contract was going to do for you moving forward? I think you try to get as much young pieces around and build the future with your future quarterback, who you will be selecting at number 2, Dale. Let's start there. And now, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys hit a home run here, Dale. Maybe a lot of people might not love it, but I love it, Dale. Cowboys was a desperate need of a number 2 wide receiver ever since they traded away Amari Cooper to the Browns for a 5th-round pick. You saw it all season long. They was missing him. Michael Gallup wasn't at 100% all season long. He still was kind of recovering from that torn ACL. So I think they did a great job by establishing getting a true number 2 wide receiver. You know, we already know CD Lamb is that guy. He's a number 1, and I think you got a great number 2 at Brandon Cooks. I know Brandon Cooks been in the league forever, but he's only 29 years old, Dale. He once ran a 4.3. Not sure he could run a 4.3 anymore, but I'm pretty sure he's still around 4.5, 4.6 still. He can still take the top off the top, Dale. So I think with him and CD and Michael Gallup, I think that's a great offense, Dale. You still got Tony Pollard when he comes back healthy. That's a pretty good offense, Dale. So Michael Gallup number 1, Brandon Cooks at the number 2. I think they'd be the perfect match, Dale.
I love Brandon Cooks. He's been passed around the league forever, though. Saints. He went to the Patriots for a minute. He went to the Rams for a few years, and then he was stranded in Texas. But, you know, when healthy, and if he plays 13 to 15 games, he's going to average 1,000 yards. He had it in 2015, 2016, 2017 with the Patriots, 2018 with the Rams. Then he got hurt in 2019 and he had 583 yards. 2020 had 1,100. 2021 he had 1,000. Last year he had 700 yards. But this guy's a 1,000-yard machine. I think he's going to be a solid number 2. Like you said, he's still young. And by the way, they just re-signed Cooper Rush to a 2-year deal. I'm surprised he didn't get a starting job somewhere else, or at least a backup, but that just shows me that they're not all in on Dak, or that they think that Dak, oh, you got something to say, or that Dak will get hurt again. But I think they're covering their ass, because God forbid he does get hurt. You could see Cooper Rush came in and he provided a good spark for this offense.
Joe, I think you had to sign Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush went in there and basically saved the season. Remember, when Dak Prescott went out week 1, we all thought, oh, the Cowboys' season's over. They're about to go 0-5, 1-6. Something like that till Dak Prescott returns. Cooper Rush went, 3-1? He went 4-0. They lost to the Eagles.
Eagles, yep.
So he did his job, and he did his job at a tremendous level. You know, so a lot of people could make the case he's one of the best backups in the league. Not talent-wise, but if you're able to come in and do your job and then win 4 out of 5 games till your starting quarterback is back, that's elite being a backup, Dale. That you're doing your job at a tremendous level. So I think they need him. Yeah. Do I believe Cooper Rush could have been a starting quarterback somewhere else? Yes. But would he have the success he will in Dallas somewhere else? I think we all know he wouldn't, Dale. He went 4-1 as a backup. That offensive line is too talented. Those receiving corps is very talented. You put him somewhere like, for example, like Carolina, something like that, he's gonna struggle, Dale. And I think he was like, let me play safe. I got a 2-year contract. Let me just be the backup to Dak Prescott. If he gets hurt, guess what? I know I could go in there and handle my business. If he stays healthy, guess what? I could possibly just sit back and possibly win a ring.
Are you worried Kellen Moore, this offense is going to be different without Kellen Moore now?
Yes, Dale, just because I do believe Kellen Moore was one of the key reasons why the offense flourished so much. Remember, since 2018, Kellen Moore was second in points per game, second in yard per game. So that tells you, hey, no disrespect to Mark McCarthy, but I don't think Mike McCarthy could do an X amount better of a job than Kellen Moore.
Yeah, 100%. And I think he will get an opportunity to come in, and I'm not wishing hurt, but call a spade a spade. Dak has a history of getting hurt and missing time. So he's come in, he's proved that he could win under that system, and he has the weapons to succeed now. Now you give him Brandon Cooks, you have CD Lamb, you have tight ends, you have a good running game, you got a good offensive line, you have a good defense. Like, the pieces are there for you to succeed. Now you just have to go out there and do it, and he's shown you. So I'm happy he got the contract as well. Happy Brandon Cooks is on a good team. I'm glad. I was just Houston just wasn't the place for him. So
No.
I'm glad. Hopefully he could get a long-term deal sometime soon because he's always bouncing around. Also, Texans, they've agreed with left tackle Laramie Tunsil, 3 years, $75 million extension. That includes a $50 million guaranteed. The deal includes a $30 million signing bonus. And if he plays everything, $60 million in total guarantees. He resets the market for left tackles. What do you make on Laramie Tunsil's deal?
Great for him. Shout out Houston for paying him. He's been tremendous all season long, deal. I just, you know me, I'm just all for it when players get played what they deserve to get paid. So I'm glad he's reset at the market. I thought Mason, he ended up signing with Cincinnati. I thought he was gonna be able to reset the market. He didn't, but I'm just glad somebody was able to.
Yeah, 100%. I like his story as well. He was supposed to be a first round pick, had some issues in the combine, winded up being an amazing left tackle, and he's and I love it too. He's his own agent, so he can get done. But
in fact, he's his own agent though. And think about it. Everybody knows they're about to draft a quarterback with the second overall pick.
100%.
Why not keep one of the best left tackles in the game?
You protect his blind side. So yeah, you have to do it. I'm glad he got the money as well. Also, another team that's desperate for a quarterback, probably going to take one. The Carolina Panthers, they replaced DJ Moore. They signed Adam Thielen to a 3-year deal. They've signed Miles Sanders. They got Adam Thielen. They got Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They have the number 1 overall pick, and they're probably going to draft a quarterback.
Probably.
It might be they 100% are going to draft a quarterback. They might be building something down there in North Carolina. What do you think of Adam Thielen? I know he's a little past his prime, but he still could go out there and give you some productive yards.
Still, he ain't no DJ Moore, but he's a great vet. He's good for the locker room. I think he can still give you anywhere from 700 to 1,000 yards in a season deal. So I think it's a great pickup. I like the small moves they're doing. I think Carolina see the future. They say, hey, if we get the right quarterback, we could possibly make some noise in the division. Because you got Derek Carr in New Orleans. For 3
Baker.
You got Derek Carr in New Orleans for the next 3 years. You got Baker Mayfield in Tampa, and then in Atlanta, it's looking like they're gonna go move forward Desmond Ridder. Hey, Carolina with
they did sign. Sorry to cut you off. They did sign our boy Taylor Heineke.
Yeah,
he might go out there and win the job.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Taylor Heineke goes out there and wins the job. Though you're absolutely right, but I think Panthers are looking like, hey, if we hit a home run with the first overall pick, we're set up for the next 10 years. Because look at this next 3 to 5 years, Dale. Baker Mayfield in Tampa, they're not going nowhere quick. Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, Atlanta, that's not really a future building anywhere. And then Saints. We know the Saints ceiling with Derek Carr. Yeah, they may win a couple division titles within the next 3 years, but are there viable contenders after that deal? We both know possibly not, deal. So if Carolina hits a home run with the first overall pick, which they should, because they invested so much, they should have their right guy sketch in stone already. They should already have the jersey printed. Because if you make that big of a move to jump to the number 1,
you gotta know who you pick.
You should already know who you should pick and deal. So if they make the right decision, hey, exciting news for Carolina fans. If y'all make the right decision, next 10 years will be lovely for y'all.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the division right now, and right now they're looking like a
second favorite. They might be the second best team already.
Well, that and just building for down the road, they're setting themselves up for success for the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So I agree with that actually. So I'm looking at I'm trying to look at the division odds right now, and like you said, plus 115 for the Saints to win the division. We all agree they're the best team. Carolina is at second at plus 270.
And still, depending who they draft and see how quickly they develop into the offense, still they might be liable to win the division.
Wow. I like that actually. I think they get. I think the more I look at it, the more I'm buying into the Carolina Panthers.
The more I talk, the more you just like, oh my god, he's right.
You
He's right.
you're gonna give C.J. Stroud, which I think he's gonna go number one. You get C.J. Stroud. You put him with a running back. You give him a tight end. Go out, get some offensive linemen. They have a good defense. Oh, I would say middle of the pack, but they could get better. Wow, you give them some options at wide receiver, and remember that was the one thing I didn't like about the trade. I was like, who's CJ or anybody, Bryce Young? Who are they going to throw to? Now they go out and get Adam Thielen, and yeah, people could say his numbers have been down, but let's remember when Justin Jefferson came into the league, he took majority of those receptions from Adam Thielen. So you could see the drop from 2018 and 2017. He was racking up 1,300 yards per game or per season. Then he went to 418. Then he had 900, 700 last year. So
and you're getting a healthy Adam Thielen. You know, he's
healthy.
not beat up. He's not a beat up veteran. You know, he's coming off a healthy season, didn't get hurt, and he wasn't the number one target. So he wasn't, getting 100 balls a season. You know, he was probably somewhere around 50 to 60 receptions. So you're getting a healthy Adam Thielen. I think he's a great vet for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, he averaged 10 yards a catch. He had 70 catches for 716 yards. He's 32, and he came out yesterday when the news broke and said, "I'm healthy. I feel as best as I've felt in quite a while." So I'm happy for him. I think he found a place, 3-year deal with the Carolina Panthers, and they might be brewing something down there in Carolina. So I like the trajectory of where they're going. So good move there. But yeah, that was all that really broke. No news on Aaron Rodgers still. So every day it's growing worse and worse. So
man,
I had an epiphany. Maybe this is good for Zach Wilson. Maybe this is
how this is good for him.
So think of that. Remember,
is he training? Is he practicing right now?
He's training. Come on now, that's Zach Wilson.
Come on.
He came out and said, whoever they do bring in, I'm going to make their life a living hell. He came out and said that. What if Aaron Rodgers comes in, they start doing iOS together. They just ayahuasca together. They just start tripping out. And, long term, it actually stimulates the brain a little more for Zach Wilson. And actually, he could read the defense. Right? Is that too far-fetched? And that could help Zach Wilson.
All I'm gonna say, Dill, is Aaron Rodgers went out the country, did it, and then went back-to-back MVPs.
Hey, something's working.
That's all I'm gonna say. He didn't win an MVP last year. He wasn't the same Aaron Rodgers last year. I think because he let the secret out.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Elvis, let's transition over to the NBA. We got some games tonight. How'd you do over the weekend? I know we talked about some key games, but overall, how was your record over the weekend?
Joe, I had a great day on Saturday when we aired the show. Went 8-4. Yesterday was a rough one, Dale. Not gonna lie to you. 4-1 yesterday. We still positive for the weekend. Okay. But I ain't gonna hold you. Last 7 days, 21, 15-1, up 3 units still, but it's okay. Rough day yesterday. That means a big bounce back.
Bounce back. That's what I was gonna say. So let's start it off in Charlotte. By the way, Charlotte, Michael Jordan selling his portion of
shame.
What happened? Was he just not a good owner? Like I honestly don't know what was going on, but he apparently it was a good business decision. He bought it for I think $200 million, and now they're worth like $1 billion or something.
Dill, this man drafted Adam Morris over Brandon Roy.
Yeah. Who did they draft again, Elvis?
Adam Morris over Brandon Roy.
Wow.
It's just.
But is that Michael's fault?
Yeah. Here's his fault. Right now. Google who is the Hornets GM.
All right.
It's him. Dill, it's him. He been making these draft picks. He hit 2. He been the owner / GM for how long? 15 years.
I don't know. It says Mitch Kupchak.
Mitch,
That says that's the GM. Apparently from Google, that's Mitch Kupchak. He's
we know it's
it's
MJ.
Hornets GM and player development.
We know it's Michael Jordan though. Michael Jordan been swinging and missing. He hit 2 players in the last, I'm gonna say 15 years since he's been ownership though. Kemba Walker and LaMelo Ball. And LaMelo Ball fell on his lap because the Warriors
100%.
Chose Wiseman for some reason.
Yeah,
Look at how that worked. Look at how that worked out. He's on Detroit now. So LaMelo fell to your lap, and then you drafted Kemba because Kemba hit the shot heard across the world.
Yeah.
So, Dill, it's just been bad draft after draft. And think about it, Dill. Team been in the playoffs 2 times, 2-3 times, been eliminated in the first round, all 2-3 times. It's just been a disaster, Dill. And it goes down. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan is arguably the greatest player of all time. He's debated to be one of the worst GMs of all time.
It's kind of like I know you made a baseball pun. It was kind of like a strikeout, which he kind of was doing in those 2 years playing baseball. He struck out as a baseball player, not that good of an owner as well. So, yeah, he might be the best basketball player ever. No one's really going to question that between him or LeBron. But as a GM or as an owner, he just I don't know what it is. He ain't it.
Yeah, and it's not like he's selling all ownership, though. I think he's just selling majority.
Yeah, his part.
No, he would still own minority of it. He's just selling 51% of it.
Yeah, so I think he should sell it all to me. If you're asking me, just
ownership is ownership now. You never know.
Yeah, but if you're owning a team that's just a failure, doesn't that do something to you?
Still, and that's why he's selling it. He's just mentally drained. He's just tired of it. And guess what? He's the one that get ridiculed for it. Not what's his name? Mitch Cunningham?
Mitch Kupchak.
I already forgot his name. He doesn't get the blame. Michael does.
Oh, he's from Long Island, Brentwood. Oh, yeah,
come on now. He got money, Dill. He doesn't deserve that job. He just wakes up and go golfing with Michael every day. That's the difference, Dill.
Oh, they just hired him.
Dill, I'm telling you, it's been Michael.
He's 67 years old.
Dill, it's been Michael since
team already have interviewed 8 to 10 candidates, but on June 23rd, right before the draft, they signed him to a multi-year deal.
He's been the GM for the last 14 years.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
That's just a dysfunctional organization. Let's just say that. Let's go out to Charlotte. They're hosting the Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying 2 on the road. Over-unders at 234. What do you like in this one?
So I want to lay the 2 with the Pacers, but coming off my rush stretch yesterday, I'm going to just do it money line, Dill. So give me them Indiana Pacers on the road, money line at -125, people. Hey, if you want to lay the 2, by all means. But when you have a 1-4 in one day, you're just going to take the money line, people. So give me Pacers on the road.
All right, let's go out to Philly. We need them to keep winning. They are laying 8.5, though, at home against the Chicago Bulls. Over under 225. Can they make it 9 in a row, Elvis?
It wouldn't shock me if they do, Dill. You know what? Playing it a little safe today, people. I'm going to tease Philly down from -8.5 to 2.5, Dill. Philly's at home. Joel Embiid on a monster MVP stretch. Like Dylan said, winners of 8 straight, trying to make it 9. I have no doubt they're going to win this game. But will they cover the 8.5? I'm not sure about that one, so I'm going to play it safe, tease them down to 2.5.
All right, I got a player prop here. I'm going to go Nikola Vucevic over 2.5 assists. I got it at -130. A little chalky, but he's 2 for 2 on the road versus Philly. He's hit this in 2 straight games versus Philly. He had 6 assists and 10 assists. Last 10 games, he's hit this in 7 of his last 10 games on the road. 8 of 10 in the last 10 against Philly. He's averaging 4.5 assists per game against Philly. So 2.5 seems very low. I'm going to go over 2.5 assists for Nikola Vucevic. Let's go out to the Garden. New York Knicks are hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Knicks laying 8.5. Another big spread, over under 227. What do you like in this one?
Dill, you heard me say Philly 6-point teaser, right? Give me the New York Knicks in that teaser deal. I am more confident in the Knicks that could possibly cover the 8.5 than Philly. But like I said, I'm playing it safe. So let me tease the Knicks down to 2.5 with the 76ers at 6 points at -125 deal.
Yeah, another player prop here. It's chalky, -6. It's -150. If you want to do 7.5, I don't know. It's on you, but you could still find 6.5. I'm gonna go Josh Hart over 6.5 rebounds. He's hit this in 8 straight games. Minnesota, they allow the most rebounds to small forwards, 32 plus in the last 8 games. He's just on the board cleaning up the glass. So it's 6.5 juice towards the over. You could get 7.5 at plus money. So do with that what you will. I got 6.5 earlier in the day at -150. So that's what I'm going to give out. Let's go on to Golden State, where they're on the road taking on the Houston Rockets. Golden State laying 11 on the road after losing 9 in a row on the road. Over under 235.5. You got to take Houston, right? Plus 11.
Yo, give me Houston Rockets plus 11 at home. They've been playing pretty good basketball, Houston, as of late, especially at home. Golden State is one of the worst teams on the road in the NBA. Losing of 9-10 straight on the road, Dill. I tell you what, they might be able to break that streak tonight of consecutive losses on the road, Dill. But they're not going to win this game by 12 points. So give me Houston plus 11 at home, Dill. And I'm be honest, let's just be real, people. You might have to sprinkle something on the money line at plus 460. Golden State haven't run a road game since possibly January. So we need to sprinkle something on the money line at plus 460.
Elvis, all the people that were expecting Clay going right over to Clay, over 21.5 points. He's hit this in his last 34 games. He's hit this 26 out of 34 games. He's had 42 against Houston twice. Houston's allowing the second most points per game for shooting guards. They're 7th worst in defensive efficiencies for shooting guards. They're allowing the first most 3-point attempts to shooting guards. Houston's allowing the 3rd most points per game to shooting guards. It's just a bad matchup. I think Clay's going to go out there and dominate. He had a quiet game the other day. So all these people talking about Clay's past his prime, I think he has a big night. So I'm going to go over 21.5 points for Klay Thompson. Last 2 games left on the board. We got Dallas Mavericks on the road taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies laying 5.5. Over unders at 227. What do you like in this one?
Dill, no official play for me on this one, Dill, but I gotta lean Dallas on the road plus 5. You know, they had a pesky game winner by Cleveland against the Lakers the other night, Dill. I think Dallas could possibly still be rolling from that. Kyrie Irving been playing at a tremendous level. No Luka Doncic in the game. But Memphis, you know, they've been up and down lately. You know, we've seen them get almost blown off the court against San Antonio, and then they come back and win that game. I think if you're down against Dallas, though, even by double digits, I don't think you could be able to get back in the game. So they got to be careful in this one. I'm going to lean Dallas plus 5.
All right. If you want to get down on all the player prop actions, go on over to Prize Picks, download it, and deposit and use promo code DreamWager. When you sign up, you'll receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. You deposit 100, Prize Picks will give you 100. You deposit 50, Prize Picks will give you 50. You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they score more or less than their Prize Pick projection, you can win up to 25% of your money on any entry. So it's easy. You're not competing against other people. It's just you and the Prize Picks projection. If you don't like what we're doing, you could do college basketball. You could do NHLs right here, MMA, anything. WNBA's around the corner, soccer, anything. You pick 2 to 6, and you know it could be made within 60 seconds or less. It's that easy. So Prize Picks safe and offers fast withdrawal. So download Prize Picks today and play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. So get in on the action. Not now, but right. Elvis, let's go on over to our last game. Utah Jazz, home puppies, plus 6.5 against Sacramento Kings, over under 238.5. Did we learn our lesson? Are we taking Jazz plus the points?
Still heavy lean Jazz plus 6.5. Still.
Oh, nothing official.
Nothing because I'm so torn by it. Still, you know, the Kings playing great, 2nd seed in the West. They've been playing great basketball, but you know, Jazz just hurt me the other day, so I kind of want to take the Jazz plus points. So it's just a lean on that one, folks. If anything, tease the Jazz up. I doubt they lose by double digits, but I do believe they will lose this game, though.
All right, Elvis, good luck on the hardwood. But before we get any leans to the Sweet 16, let me guys tell you about another sponsor. Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV. Imagine 45 ABV. Holy shit. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry after a Saturday morning workout, our flavors pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis. Sweet 16. We won't have a pod for before then, so let's just go through it. Nothing official. All your official plays will be on the Action app, but any quick leans? We'll start with the first game at Madison Square Garden. Actually, Kansas State, the 3 seed, taking on Tom Izzo's Michigan State. Michigan State -1.5 against Kansas State. Over unders at 137. Any leans here?
So I got to lean with Kansas, but it's tough. It's tough to bet against Coach Izzo this time of year. Sweet 16. It wouldn't doubt me they'd be able to sneak one out, though. And they're the favorites as of right now, though. So I got to lean with Kansas State, but I wouldn't be shocked if Tom Izzo would be able to move to Elite Eight.
I was really hoping Michigan State was catching points, because then I was going to take them, but this line seems very tricky. I just stayed away, but it wouldn't surprise me if Michigan State won the game, because you can't bet against Tom Izzo in March. So gonna stay away from this one. Nothing official, but we'll go out to the 7:15 game. UConn, the 4 seed, is a -3.5 point favorite against Arkansas, the 8th seed. Over unders at 139.5. Any play in this one for you?
Till I'm gonna lean Arkansas. I was able to catch a little bit of that game late, and Dill, they just showed me they got that dog in them, Dill. So when you ever got some dogs on your team, you always gotta lean with the dogs. UConn, I understand it's UConn, but are they really that good, Dill? I'd love to see come Thursday, but I like Arkansas plus 3.5. Might take it officially as well.
Yeah, official. I'm on the other side. I'm taking UConn -3.5. I locked it in. It opened up at 3. I wish I took it at 3, but Arkansas, they want to attack the rim. They want to finish. They want to drive, and UConn is a top 20 team in rim protection. So I don't know. I think they could catch them. I don't think Arkansas has that great of a defense, and I just think UConn is just a much better team. So, I mean, hey, do that what you will, but I am very cold right now. So you might be wise to just fade me. But let's go to the 9 o'clock game. Tennessee -4.5. They are the 4 seed against Florida Atlantic, the number 9 seed. Over unders at 131.5. Any play in this one?
Dill, we seen Tennessee dominate Duke in that last matchup, Dill. So just from my eye test, I gotta lean Tennessee. Definitely gonna take them on the money line, Dill. I just don't know if I'm gonna lay the 5 with them. That's my question.
Yeah, that's the thing. 5 seems a little too much, I think. I know I said 4.5 at the book, but you still can catch 5s in some books. So I don't know if I want to lay the 5 with Tennessee. Florida Atlantic's a good 3-point shooting team. But last game on Thursday night slate, your team, UCLA, -2.5 against Gonzaga. I hear people say Gonzaga. Is it Gonzaga or Gonzaga? I think it's Zaga.
You gotta ask the people who actually attended the university, Dill. I'm gonna say Gonzaga, but if an alumni tells me Gonzaga, by all
Then it's
means.
Gonzaga, yeah.
Uh,
Because there's just no it's Zaga, Zaga. I don't know.
yeah.
I just hear people say it, so it kind of bugged me out. But over unders at 145.5. I think you just got to continue to roll with your team, right?
Go Bruins, Dill. I have them on the Sweet 16, Dill, and I got them going all the way. You know where I'm gonna see you in the finals, Dill. Give me UCLA on the money line, the -132. If you want to lay the 2.5, by all means, but you heard it here first. UCLA money line official.
I honestly thought Gonzaga was going to be the favorite, to be honest, and then they're the
Boy,
underdog.
boy, come on now. Come
Plus
on
two and
now.
a half, early lean. If it gets to 3, I'm definitely gonna smash it. But yeah, right now, early lean to the Zags. I don't know. There's something about this team, Mark Feud. But yeah, I'm gonna slight lean, nothing official yet, but slight lean to Gonzaga plus 2.5. Let's go to the team that's just been dominating teams. Alabama, the number 1 seed, taking on number 5 seed San Diego State. Alabama minus 7.5. Over unders at 135.5. Gonna continue to roll with the Tide.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with them, but I don't know if I'm gonna lay the points with them, Dill. So if I think I'm gonna add it in a parlay or something like that. But Alabama has been dominating, Dill. So it wouldn't shock me if they win this game by double digits. But to lay 7.5 points in the Sweet 16, I don't know. We gotta see what these kids are made of, Dill.
Yeah, total seems a little low too at 136. So I'm going to take the over. I think two teams that want to play at a very fast pace. And I think they just finished it. Their efficiency has been over 50% for both teams. Both shoot the ball really well. And when Alabama gets it going, they're lights out. They'll shoot you out of the gym. So if it's a blowout, then we might be in trouble. But I think it's going to be a little more competitive of a game. So I'm going to take the over 136 in that game. Let's go out to the next game. We have Creighton as number 6 seed taking on Princeton, the number 15 seed. Creighton laying 10 double digits, over unders at 140. I think we're both going to take the Tigers, right? Princeton plus 10.
Dill, give me Princeton plus 10. I want to say they could shock the world once again, but the Sweet 16 is more than enough, Dill. But let's see where they could keep marching. Give me Princeton plus 10, and let's do just a little hair on the money line.
All right, let's get on over to the next game. Houston laying 6.5 as the 1 seed against the Miami Hurricanes. Minus I see some 7s out there now as well. So shop around. Over unders at 138.5. Taking the Hurricanes here.
I don't know, Dill. Houston, they've been playing real good ball, but Miami plus 6.5, Dill, is tempting. It is tempting, Dill. I'm not going to lay it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm staying away from the game.
All right, and then I'm not touching this game as well either. Houston fucked me already. They start slow, but then they come out in the second half and they dominate. So
Houston fucked me for the last 2 seasons. I'm over with them.
you're done with them. So let's go to the last game for Friday. The Longhorns, the number 2 seed Texas, taking on the number 3 seed Xavier. Texas minus 3.5. Over unders at 148.5. I'm gonna lay the 3.5 with Texas. I think they're just a better team. We saw Xavier almost blow it to Kennesaw State. They had a nice bounce back against Pitt, but I don't know. I just think Texas is just a much better team. They were battle tested more. They beat Kansas. They beat TCU. They beat Colgate. Yeah, Penn State gave them a run for their money, but they winded up winning their battle tested. I just think the Longhorns are a much better team. So minus 3.5, very short number. I think they could cover this. So I'm going to take the Longhorns here to finish it off. What do you got?
Still, give me Xavier plus 4. I ended up catching that plus 4. I think they could possibly make some noise. I'm not telling you, put some money on the money line, Dill, but I do expect it to be a close one. Possibly a buzzer beater to send them off. Give me Xavier plus 4.
All right, Elvis. Good luck in the Sweet 16. Everything official that Elvis and I will be on our action. So just be sure to go on and check us over there. World Baseball Classic. Like I said, United States, they destroy Cuba, get on over to the finals. And now we have another semifinal tonight. Japan taking on Mexico. Japan's a heavy favorite on the run line. They're minus 2.5. Over under is at 8.5. I'm going to take the over just because we've been seeing monsters totals. I think USA hit the over by itself. So I think the pitchers, they've been knocked out of the first inning. So I'm going to take Japan minus 2.5. I think they dominate Mexico at plus money. And I like the over 8.5. Any play here?
Still, I like the over 8.5 as well. It wouldn't shock me if this game gets up to double digits, even in the first 5-6 innings. It's just been out of control as of late. And Dill, to be honest, I might take Mexico plus 2.5 at minus 128. Dill, I think Mexico could keep it close. I do expect Japan to win, but it wouldn't shock me if Mexico loses a one-run game.
It'd be amazing. Japan, United States World Baseball Classic final. Right now, USA is the betting outright favorite at -180. You could get Japan at +195 as well. Hedge a little over. But it's been a great. What do you think about? Because we got a lot of people. Edwin Diaz of the Mets, he goes down. He's going to miss the season. Jose Altuve broke his thumb. He's out for 2 months now. What do you think about what do you think about the narrative that this doesn't really mean anything and that players shouldn't do that? They should focus on the major league teams. What do you think about that?
If it didn't mean anything, why are they going out there and play? Why does it mean so much for them? Why do the players seem more excited in this series than they are in the middle of July when they play for their teams? I don't know, Dill. For my access tells me they seem more excited to play for their countries than they are most of the time for playing for their teams, Dill. If they didn't want to go out there and play, they wouldn't. If they didn't have the passion to go out and celebrate, they wouldn't, Dill. You out there celebrating a game that just advances you, And I know it's a tragedy. Edwin Diaz got hurt, Dill. I know you remember. Remember Lyndhurst when I hit a walk-off and then I broke my foot the same way? It happens. You think
it's a freak accident?
You think my own teammates intended to hurt me? Like, yeah, Elvis just won the game for us. Let's go break his foot now. No, it happened. Yeah. It's just accidental. I know he's out for the season too, but he'll be back in 2 months. But remember, people, if they didn't want to play, they didn't have to.
My thing is also, these are grown fucking men. If they want to play in the World Baseball Classic, that's their prerogative. Let them play. Like, I understand it means a lot to them because when they strike someone out in the 7th inning, they're just going crazy because it means that much. When they have an opportunity to represent their country, they're going to do it. And a lot of players who come out late, for example, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, they had opportunities early on to play and they said they wish they would have because they were going through contract years and they wanted to be healthy, this, that, and the third. But doing it later in their season, they said this is the most fun they've ever had. Trey Turner, when he hit that grand slam the other night against,
he saw the excitement. I never seen him that excited playing an MLB game in my life.
He said that was the biggest hit of his career, and he's hit home runs in World Series before. He said this was the biggest hit of my career. That just shows you the magnitude of what this means to these players. So I hate the narrative that it doesn't mean anything and that it's stupid. If the guys want to fucking play, they're grown men. Let them decide, So everyone's talking for everyone when they should let the players talk for themselves. So just wanted to get your opinion on that real quick. But hopefully Japan wins tonight. And then we see a Japan versus Monday showdown in Miami Tuesday night for all the marbles. So Elvis, that's going to do it. Any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Yeah, real quick. Got some plays for tomorrow. Lines are up. Real quick. Give me Sacramento +4 at home against Boston. We've seen Boston lose against Utah. I wouldn't shock me if Sacramento be able to upset them as well. And they're catching 4 points at home. Give me that all day. Give me OKC +7.5 against the Clippers tomorrow in LA. Hey, OKC fighting for a play-in spot too. Shai is back. The team is back. I think they can make some noise. It wouldn't shock me if they could pull off a win either. But give me the +7.5 on the road. And a quick lean as well. I'll lean. It pains me to say this, but I will lean Cavaliers as well over the Brooklyn Nets. Cleveland right now -2, -130 on the money line. They're on the road against the Brooklyn Nets. I love my team though, but the Cavaliers are just better. So I'm gonna lean Cavaliers on the money line -130.
Smart man. Elvis, good luck this week. And that's going to do it for this Monday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsors, Prize Picks, Viva Tequila Seltzer, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys in a few days. If you could, please follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, give us a review. All that stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone. Have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.